Shalom, 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 peace. What's happening, y'all? All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. By Yahweh Shai, man. We made it to another episode. DSTM. I believe we're on 157, or is it 158? Who knows? Time is moving so fast, man. I can barely even keep up how many episodes we've done so far, man. Somebody help me out in the chat. Let me know if you've been keeping up. I believe we're on 158, maybe. No, 57, I believe. We're calling it 57. It is what it is. But it's a hump day, y'all. What's happening? Hopefully everybody's doing well, man. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed their Feast of Tabernacles, giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High during that time of supplication, the Feast of Booths, you know, and enjoyed them 8 days. I know I did. I know I did. All praises, man. But we got to get back to business. Back in Babylon, not that I left, but when you get a chance to get up out of there, get up out of the city, unplug, get into that wilderness environment. It's a whole nother spirit, man, that comes on you. And just to be able to decompress and get away from a lot of the madness, man, really helps. Because there is so much going on. But nonetheless, man, I'm plugged back in, man. Plug back in. Morpheus mode. Got a lot to discuss. And not a lot of time to do so today. So, as you see, can't go without talking about Vladimir Putin declares martial law for the annexed regions that he just acquired via vote a couple of weeks ago. Martial law now is going down over there in the new regions of Russia in what's to be perceived as escalations towards more aggressive war tactics being used by the Russians. If you notice, they stepped up their game, man. They starting to let their missiles fly. They got the drones moving that they got from Iran, which is only more prophetic according to the scriptures. The scriptures let you know that Iran, under the auspices of Persia in Ezekiel 38, will be actively involved in helping Russia. Okay, so that's going on. You also have mass evacuations of many nations, diplomatic nations in Ukraine. They're all being told, get the hell out of Ukraine immediately because they know it's about to get more turned up. So you've got multiple nations fleeing out of Ukraine, anticipating more heightened escalation as far as weapons are concerned. Could nukes possibly be part of that situation? Tactical nukes, as they keep talking about. Very possible. The Ukrainians believe so. The Ukrainians are making headway, trying to move in closer to um, one of the annexed regions that Russia reacquired. And Russia said, if you strike any of these spots, we're taking that as disrespect to Russia. These are our new lands now. Get it out your head that these is old parts of your land and you can have warfare on there and attack the people. That's out of here. They're going to defend it with everything they can. So we're seeing everything escalating even more. Also, my man Ye be having me like a yo-yo, man. 1 minute, I'm on his head, I'm calling him Kunye. Next minute, I'm respecting it, I'm saying he's Ye, because he's speaking truth. I'd be remiss if I didn't touch on that. I know a lot of commentaries out there, man. He's a hot topic. He's viral right now. So why not? Your brother Amath, I acquire first name, IQ was all the same. Join in on the fray. In my estimation and commentary, man, Kanye's playing chess. And we'll discuss that in a minute. There's also massive outrage that Boston University has now created a mega strain of the Divoc 91. So far, they've managed to kill. It has an 80% kill rate of the mice that it's tested on. And if anybody knows, these are hybrid, damn near chimera mice that have human biomes in it that essentially mirrors what it would do to a human. Remember the PBS special with Bill and Melinda Gates, as he giggled and said, This one, no, was it PBS? I think it was PBS. If not, I might be mistaken. I think he was talking to the Arab cat man from CNN. I think, but nonetheless, man, he's on record saying that the previous health scare, you know what I'm talking about, uh, didn't do what it was supposed to do. The next one is really going to get everybody's attention, and he giggled. So let's get to the business, man. Like I said, don't have a lot of time today, but I do have enough to share. All right. So let's look at this first. Putin declares martial law in annexed regions ahead of looming Kherson attack. See, Kherson is one of the regions that was just recently acquired, right? Now they are talking about four illegally annexed nations. This was done by vote. Regardless of what America and the Western media and everybody's talking about, these regions all voted and said they want to become back part of Russia. So, again, these are foreign affairs that the great whore America is constantly enthralling themselves in, the business that really ain't theirs, but because of their desire to want to rule all of the earth. See, look, pro-Russians flee Kherson as Ukrainians move in and attacks are expected. Pro-Russians, but they said it's illegal. They're saying that these people are doing something illegal. They aren't pro-Russian. This is all lie. This is what they're trying to say. I'm not even gonna let the video play. Like I said, for time's sake, y'all see this on the New York Post. This is where I got this particular article. You can go back and check it out for yourself. Nonetheless, President Vladimir Putin on Wednesday declared martial law in the four illegally annexed regions of Ukraine as fears grow that a nuclear weapon may be detonated in the blacks over the Black Sea. Oh, look at that. Putin made the announcement while chairing a meeting for his Slovakia, while chairing a meeting of his Security Council via video link. Just hours later, Russia's upper house of parliament, the Federation Council, rubber stamped the decree. You know, the guy that they got that Putin has just declared his new head of the military. They're calling him General Armageddon. General Armageddon, I believe his name, or the nickname is that he's being called. Because they basically say, man, this guy don't give a damn. And he looks forward to this point right now. He's the one who's gonna say, you know what? Just let me handle it, stay out of it, leave your feelings aside. I'll go in there and do the dirty work. Because if you realize and understand, this is a civil war matter. Many of the people of Ukraine and Russia are the same people. Just like we always say with Israel, man, an Edomite is an Edomite, man. Regardless if you from France, Germany, Slovakia, um, England, Alabama. You understand? They're all the same. Unlike Rick Caruso here in LA trying to run for mayor, as he tried to run out here talking about I'm not white. I'm Italian. That's closer to Latin than anything. Yeah, I'm Hispanic. Man, get the hell out of here. They always trying to play them games, trying to hide, you know. But I believe it's in Ezekiel 25, man. The Most High said that Esau's not going to be able to hide anymore. The son of perdition's been revealed, right? So he can't hide no more, man. But these are people who are of the same nationality, nation. You know, they were formerly united. Now it's infighting going on. Matter of fact, Second Ezra 6. This is prophetic too. Check this out. Look, verse 23, 6 and 23. Second Ezra 6, 23 and 24. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth it, they shall be suddenly afraid. So the trumpet, meaning an alarm has been sounded, an alert has been put out there. A spirit now has been put into the land over there in Eurasia, over there in Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, Europe, so forth and so on, right? Now men are being afraid. They're doing evacuations, which we're going to read in a minute. Evacuations, people being told, get out of Ukraine, get out of Russia. There's an alarm being sounded over there in Germany. We see what happened with the Nord Stream pipeline. People are concerned about freezing over this winter because of lack of gas and power, food shortages, so forth and so on. Judgment now has been declared. Trumpets has been blown. When men hear it, they're going to suddenly be afraid. People are now running for their lives in that area. And it's only a matter of time before it makes its way over here. Right? Don't they say everything starts in the east, sets in the west? From the sun to the cycles of uh of the spirit, and how things are extrapolated and grow. They always say, man, things start in the east, settle down in the west. But look at this. Verse 24. At the same time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. See, this is what's going on over there in Russia and Ukraine. This is a civil matter, a civil war. These people you may have family members who moved and annexed and stayed in Ukraine when they annexed themselves back in the 90s. You got relatives back and forth. You got friends. They all are the same damn people, essentially. But now what? They're fighting against each other like enemies. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. Everybody in the earth has got their eyes on the situation. They're all wondering and saying, where is this going to go? Could this lead to World War III? Are nuclear weapons going to be utilized? All the nations are out here lining up, practicing and uh utilizing their nuclear weapons and capabilities, launching missiles. Everybody from North Korea, Iran is in there utilizing their drones, up in the ante on their nuclear technology. You got the U.S. and China, the U.S. and South Korea running drills, doing their nuclear. NATO themselves are out running drills. I'll show this more on I'll show us more most high willing this weekend. I'll do a DSTM. Uh, I forgot what they call it. They call it Operation Steadfast. Let me see. Steadfast noon. That's it. See that? NATO's nuclear deterrent, Operation Steadfast Noon. Europe is arming itself in view of Russia's threats. NATO is rehearsing how to deal with nuclear attacks. Germany announces a European air defense. NATO, General Jens Stoltenberg and U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd J. Austin in Brussels. That's them right here. These two. Against the background of Ukraine war and the massive threats from Moscow, NATO's preparing for a large-scale nuclear exercise in Europe. When's the last time we heard about this ever happening? That NATO is preparing for a large-scale nuclear exercise while they're out here evacuating and telling everybody to get up out of there, get up out of Ukraine. They're out here telling Russia's over here instituting martial law, preparing to protect and evacuate their citizens and employing military control over these regions. It's about to get turned up. It's about to get turned up. So NATO now is joining the fray saying we got to get ready. Why do I say that? Because what? At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. So that's why we're seeing all of the earth now is got their eyes peeled on the situation, wondering where is it going to go. All the nations, all the armed military nations are all getting themselves in alignment. Lines are being drawn in the sand. Nations are deciding who are they going to line up with. New coalitions and covenants are being agreed upon amongst nations. You understand? From an economic warfare standpoint, from an actual military war standpoint, all of these things now are being shown that people are standing in fear. Let me read this on. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So we're seeing droughts happening, issues going on with water supplies. We're seeing incidences, pipelines being destroyed in waters. You understand? So this is all things that we're noticing now during these times, right? Let me get another one. Isaiah 13. 13, we're going to read 13 and 14. Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall move out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. So, when the Most High establishes judgment and his anger is going forth, it said he's going to shake the heavens, and the earth's going to be removed out of her place. That's when you're going to see bombs and missiles and all kind of havoc being wreaked upon the earth, all at the the demand of the Most High. So in essence, when you see and we hear and understand all hell breaking loose on this earth, what are people going to do? It says, verse 14, and it shall be as the chase roe, and as the sheep that no man taketh up. A roe is like a deer, all right, running for its life, running for its life, and as a sheep that no man can catch. What it means, in other words, taking up. I've seen that personally when we go and get our lambs from the farms, right? We got to go out there and we got to pick them. Go out there and we analyze them, man. There might be about 15 of them, 20 of them together, and they be huddling up like sheep, man. And they know, and they be protecting and watching each other because they know we're out there getting ready to pick which one do we want. As soon as you start getting a little close, man, they start breaking out. They jumping, they running, they going crazy, they running packs. It's kind of hard to catch them. You know, they ain't just sitting up there docile like, hey, come on over, pet the nice little lammy. No, they be on the move because they discern. They be like, you're not getting me. And it's a process of getting them sometimes. And that's what the scriptures are saying. It's going to be as a chase roe, meaning one that's running for his life. And as a sheep that no man can take it up. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. So there's going to be separations of nations, man. People are going to have to flee back out of their countries. Let's finish this. We're gonna get a point, make a point of that. All right. Putin made the announcement while cheering. Well, we read that right there. Kyiv, which does not recognize Moscow's seizures of Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhia, dismissed the move. Kherson is where the Ukrainians now are making moves and trying to invade. Okay. Martial law implementation on the occupied territories by Russia should be considered only a pseudo legalization of the looting of Ukrainians' property. See how they're trying to make it sound like this is really ours. They're just looting. Tweeted Mikhailo Polyak, a Ukrainian presidential advisor. This does not change anything for Ukraine. We continue the liberation and the deoccupation of territories. In televised remarks to the members of Security Council, Putin has also issued a decree restricting movement in and out of 8 regions adjoining Ukraine. So they've got, the stipulations in regards to what can and can't be done under the martial law, regulations. But you see here, they out here giving people their waters, getting everything, telling everybody get ready. Okay. And this is what people wanted or needed because they said they need security. They want military backing. They want, guarantees that Ukraine is gonna get out the way. So Russia's taking the next step to secure their areas and get prepared to actually step up the game. So I'm gonna stop there. Right? Look at this. Russian troops arrive in Belarus under a new deal. Remember, we talked about how Belarus and Russia now have become allies. Here's Belarus, right? Here's Belarus, here's Russia. This now also has become an ally. Here you got Ukraine down here. So now Russia's got all of this working for them. In addition, they conquered some lands on the other side. Those are the 4 regions over here. It's not showing on the map, but best believe that's what it is. So now Russia is moving in. They got troops on this side. They're coming in closer. See, the incoming service members are part of an allied force meant to bolster Minsk's defenses. So Russia's stepping up their game now. I've been saying it for a long time, man. Putin is just kind of lackadaisically kind of moving through this thing, man, before he actually gets right and really starts taking charge. Now he's getting ready to start making moves, man. Once they bombed that bridge, he was like, "Oh, okay, this is how we playing. Then let's get to it." Right? You don't hear too many more stories about how the Russian troops are getting decimated and they're getting destroyed and they're losing everything and blah blah blah. You're gonna hear a little bit here. Oh, a plane crashed into here, or the Ukrainians. Come on, that's is getting played out. So be prepared. Be prepared, right? It says the first trains carrying Russian soldiers to Belarus under a new deal have reached their destinations, the Belarusian Ministry of Defense said on Saturday. This comes after Moscow and Minsk agreed earlier this week to deploy a joint force in response to NATO's increased military activity on the Belarus frontier. The ministry said in a statement the decision to create a regional grouping of troops has been taken and is being implemented solely to defend the borders of the Union state amid the ongoing activity in the bordered areas. See, they're concerned about NATO allied countries, man, moving too close over here, right? NATO's not slick. They trying to move in. So Russia's backing them up. See this? At the time, he also explained that given the ongoing military conflict between Russia and Ukraine, some 70,000 Belarusian service members will make up the bulk of the force, adding the nevertheless that there would be more than 1,000 Russian soldiers. So they in there stacking up, man. They're getting ready. Okay. Look at this. Shock and awe are coming to Kyiv. 6 MiG-31 with Konzel and Minsk embassies are evacuated and foreign nationals leave Belarusian BM-27 Uragan on the border with Ukraine. Russia begins nuclear umbrella operation. These are the nations that's all over there that they're telling get out. That they're all fleeing out of Ukraine. China, Egypt, Serbia, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, and Tajikistan issued emergency statements calling for their nationals to leave Kyiv immediately and to leave Ukraine in general, as Russia's shock and awe operation is expected. Their embassies are closing. Now, let's get back over here. What does it say? Isaiah 13:14. And it shall be as the chase roe and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. These are all aspects of war. These are all aspects that the Most High is getting ready to shake the heavens and the earth and remove her out of her place. The day of the fierce anger of the Lord is upon us. You understand? Verse 15, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So if you don't want to make them separations, we talk about this with interracial dating. We talk about this with, hanging on with your little heathen friends and all that other stuff. The Most High said, listen, when the ish hits the fan, man, and there's real civil war, real race wars, so forth and so on, man, everybody's going to cling to their own people. Israel's going to recognize and know this is our time. How do I know? How can I verify that? You know what? Even though we got black and brown issues going on here in Cali, even though that there's issues amongst Hispanics against Hispanics, when the issue hits the fan, man, we recognize and know that, hey, we're the only ones we can count on as us. I experienced that as a teen during the times of the Rodney King riots. Even though the racial tensions and issues wasn't as bad as they are now, in certain aspects, in certain parts. It's not like that everywhere, but there is a nice little issue that's going on out here, and it's been going on for a while, and it mainly comes from the penitentiaries and the jails, and bleeds out onto the streets. But for the most part, when them riots hit, hey, Black and brown, so-called black and brown, we was united, man. We was running these streets like crazy. Yeah, we was brothers and we was hermanos and all of that during that time. And it took a crisis, it took an issue, a community type issue, man, to make us come together. That's what the Most High is gonna do again, man. So our people's gonna come back together. The Lord said, man, it's gonna be a time when every man's gonna turn to his own people when the ish hits the fan. But this is what you're seeing here. All these nations told them get out and go to your own people. China, go back to China. Egyptians, go back to Egypt. Serbians, go back there. Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, everybody get out and go back to your own places. It's about to go up here. It is of great importance that friendly and allied countries with Russia have asked for the immediate evacuation of their embassies and the departure of their citizens. See that? Look at this. China urges all citizens to evacuate Ukraine. See, any diplomatic business they had going on over there, they said, man, we're out of here. Close the embassy down. We're going back to China. And that's what it is. China is urging its citizens to evacuate from war-torn Ukraine. Beijing's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Chinese embassy in Ukraine announced on Saturday that all Chinese citizens should evacuate the country, according to the Global Times, a Chinese state news agency. The embassy said it would assist its citizens in this capacity. Notice how that plays out? You can forget about all that weird with hands across America. We all networking together. When it goes down, everybody's going back to their own. Okay? And that's what's happening right now. With the grim security situation in Ukraine, China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Chinese embassy in Ukraine on Saturday urged Chinese citizens in the country to enhance safety precautions and evacuate. The embassy will assist in organizing the evacuation of people in need, the Global Times tweeted. So people are fleeing, right? They're fleeing back to their own. They're not playing around. Uh, Look at this. Isaiah 17. Let's read verse 13. It says, the nations shall rush like the rushing of many waters, but the Most High shall rebuke them, and they shall flee far off, and shall be chased at the chaff of the mountains before the wind, and like a rolling thing before the whirlwind. They're going to be running, but guess what? Ain't nothing going to stop this World War III from happening. They're going to run for safety. It said they're going to be rushing like rushing of many waters, man. You know, you see a large wave, man, coming in, or water splashing all over the mountains, or the Grand Rapids. People rushing, trying to get about. That's what they're doing right now. They're trying to get the hell up out of there. But the Lord said, "You can flee from afar off. The Most High is still going to rebuke him." He said they're going to be shall be chased as the chaff of the mountains before the wind, and like a rolling thing before the whirlwind. They're going to be turned upside down, topsy turvy, man, flying all over the place, trying to escape judgment. But no, the Lord said that this is still going to go down. The fierce anger of the Lord has already been, announced. The trumpet's been blown. Men's afraid. People is out there running around now. Martial laws being instituted. When's the last time you heard about that actually being done? We hear about it being flirted with, Rex 84 and the King Alfred plan and, you know, martial law, the camps, so forth and so on. We hear about it only in America. But look, this thing is going on already in Europe. Well, let's say Russia. We got a little taste about the intentions of it with the health scare the last 2 years. Quarantine, lockdown, don't come out unless you got masks and gloves on. Stand in line, wait for food. Remember all of that? See, laws being implemented, curfews, all those things was being done. Beta testing to see how can we get away with some of the stuff that we got going on, man. So that's on the war front, y'all. That's on the war front. This is where we at. All right. Most high willing, man. I have some more to cover, this weekend. But definitely wanted to cover this martial law situation and what's going on with these evacuations. and where this thing could be escalating in the very near future. All right. On to my man Ye. On to my man Ye, man. Uh, this is strategic, man. Everybody's heard about the Drink Champs interview. This ain't the first time Kanye. Let me excuse me. Ye has declared that we're the 12 tribes of Israel. That's the second time he stated it on that particular podcast. And it only goes to show you that what he was saying was true. The fact that they removed the video, the interview. Now there's people out there who recorded it, they re-uploaded it on their own personal channels. I'm sure you can still find it. Anybody who hasn't seen it yet, right? But here you have a man that's worth $11 billion. I can't verify it. I'm not sure, but he, proclaims himself to be the richest black man in America or the richest black man ever. Um, you're talking about a man with a lot to lose, and now he wants to declare. You notice he's grown his beard out. I think he recently cut it though, but he still got he still got his beard, but it's not as thick as it used to be. Uh, here's one thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna be brief, but I just want to show you the chess moves that he's doing. You can't hate on him, and I got to be a practicing what I preach. Okay, Proverbs 12:17. It says, "He that speaketh truth showeth forth righteousness, but a false witness deceit." Now, I'm not saying Kanye is practicing the laws; he's in the truth, so forth and so on. I believe that he knows the truth, but he's not living it. He's living it in his own fashion, in his own way, by rebelling against the system, by performing certain acts of sedition in the entertainment industry, so forth and so on. He's doing it his own way. He hasn't submitted himself to the ways of the Most High. So I'm not giving him a full pass. But however, if one speaks truth, that means that there is a seed of righteousness there. I believe that he has right intentions. He finally broke the spell of that Black Widow put. Hold on, this is not Friday Night Lights. That Black Widow vagina from his ex-wife. He finally shook the spell up off of that. Right now he wants to wake up. Now the cobwebs is off, man. Now he can finally see clearly a little bit. Yeah, man, you was whipped. You got infatuated with the mystique of the high witches of the Kardashian clan. You got 4 babies with her. All of them is artificially inseminated. I don't think none of them is naturally born, which is something else, you know. But nonetheless, I don't want to get off on a tangent on all that his personal stuff. But I'm gonna say this: you can't hate on him if he's speaking truth, man. When Kanye declares and he says, and you got to know he's speaking code. He's speaking in code, right? So when he said, "Listen, the Jewish meaning," he said the Jew. He made sure that he made a declaration between the Ish and the Jew. He said in the interview, I haven't watched the whole thing. It's like 3 hours. I haven't had time to watch it all, but I've seen the most important parts. When he said the Jewish media, and that's so crazy. You can't even. People are sensitive. People that are reporting, commentating on this, they're censoring themselves by even saying, "Don't say Jew or it. Don't say that." Because we don't want to get canceled either. That only goes to show what he was saying is true. I mean, look at the conglomerates who run media heads. Check their background. That's all you got to do. The 6 corporations that run media. Look them up. See if you can trace their roots back to see who's the ownership, who runs them. You know, who's ahead of some of these record labels? Who's running some of these um promotion companies? The brother then got hit. They didn't tap his bank account. They audited his school. They didn't cut off shows from him. His clothing line deals, is in jeopardy all over the place. But what did he say? He made a declaration. He said, "Listen, I can't be an anti-Semite because I'm Shemitic. My people, our people come from the line of Shem, the 12 lost tribes of Israel. He said that there's more than just white Jews. He said that the Jewish people aren't just white. Now listen to Jewish people aren't just white. He said the Jews are also black. So he's playing coy. He's saying, listen, I'm not saying they not, but I'm saying the true ones, the lost tribes, the originals look like us. I'm not getting into how did they become, but what I'm declaring is I know who we are, right? And then when you start uncovering, when he feeling this, when he's at the point now to where he's saying, I'm being suppressed for expressing myself and declaring who I am, I can't even come up without them saying I'm crazy. Well, how many of you have experienced being called crazy, being called you're in a cult, being called that you're off, and who knows what you're into because now you're proclaiming yourself to be an Israelite. You're proclaiming yourself to be a Jew according to the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You understand? This is what he's putting out there. I know y'all say, well, what about the White Lives Matter stuff? What? Let me give you my take on that. I don't agree with what he would. I definitely wouldn't rock no damn shirt like that, right? But subliminally, he answered to that. He said he got the idea from his father. And they were talking about something, and he said something to the effect of White Lives Matter. And his father said, well, you stating the obvious. It's a damn near like a reverse psychology, a Jedi mind trick. This is my take. I could be wrong. Is he waving the white flag, running out, defending all Edomite, running down, praising all the Edomite? I don't, I don't know. But what he was saying is that it's almost like white privilege. It's almost like declaring their lives matter, but do they matter as much as ours? You understand? I don't know if I'm making sense. When he says I'm stating the obvious, it's like you can tell their lives matter just how the earth is being ran. You can tell their lives matter just because of policies that's being dictated, just because of systematic racism, just because of systematic oppressions, just because of the advantages that they get here in America and throughout the world, just because of the silver spoons that was granted to them via Job 9:24. That's what I get when subliminally how he's trying to reverse engineer that statement. Is saying white lives matter. Can't you tell? Look what's going on in the earth. Look what they run. Look what they operate. Look how much money they got. Look at the legacy that they've established. Look at the generational wealth that they get. Do we have the same things? No. Do you understand? That's where I see him going with that statement. And it's for clout. It did its job, didn't it? Everybody and their mama's talking about it. Nobody understood where he was going with it. Now, like I said, that's my take on it. I could be wrong. He could be absolutely, coning for another deal and another contract, another, because he did it at a fashion show. But what better way to make a statement? He hasn't really expounded on that like that. But nonetheless, I digress. Here's the chess move, though. Everything he wants to do is create a platforms for free speech. Wants people to be able to speak, right? So, yay. What I say to you, my brother, is if you happen to stumble across this little old channel over here, man, you've got one nation of people who will be willing to accept you, ride for you, and support your cause and our cause if you repent, man, and keep the laws of the Most High and truly declare yourself as an Israelite, man, and really start walking in the light, man. To hell with the world and your relationships with, the celebrities and everybody else. You already see what that world has done to you. You already see what their true intentions are. You already see who runs and operates and what spirit that thing is created by. Now you're declaring yourself to be a child of God, hence an Israelite. And here you have a whole community of powerful men, women, and children, man, who are already been doing the work to establish ourselves. All we need is a little bit a little more of a boost. And all praise to the Most High. Here, you starting off providing us another channel to speak on. Kanye West, who now goes by Ye, agrees to buy conservative social media platform Parler, company says. So while he's out there getting banned and this, that, and the third, what did he do? On the back end, he already had a negotiated deal to buy this Parler platform, which was a conservative platform ran by some Edomites. And when they had January 6th and all of that, they ended up, having to get it shut down, if I remember right. Now he's going in buying this particular platform, which is going to allow more voices like mine and other brothers out there that's out there teaching and speaking truth to be able to speak freely without regulation. And we can really push this issue, man, and get these sheep, right? So salute to Ye for being able to pull this off. It's still in negotiation, but until the ink dries, we can't guarantee nothing. But we know that it's on, right? So yay, man. Let us do the heavy lifting, man. Don't worry about the anti-Semitic posts and all of that, man. Listen, we've kind of learned how to master that whole situation and prove what we speak on. You use the right argument in saying, hey, how can I be anti-Semitic when I'm a Semite? Where'd you hear that from, brother? You know we've been saying that for years on end, bro. So you got the blueprint, man. You're learning how to hold your sword a little bit, man. But you gotta come in, get this milk, get this meat. For the rest of the listening public, man. Hey, I don't agree with everything the brother said, everything that he's going through. But like anything, man, the script, I was always trained, man, to chew the meat and spit out the bones. So if he's fumbling bones all in the mix, man, I already spit them things out. But I'm gonna lock in on things that he said that was right, right? Because it says he that speak truth show forth righteousness, but a false witness deceit. Okay, let me get a couple more scriptures, man, before I wrap this thing up. Zechariah. Let's see. Zechariah. This is what the Most High expects of Israel, man. These are the things that ye shall do. Speak ye every man truth to his neighbor. Execute the judgment of truth and peace in your gates. So he's trying to establish that by speaking truth to his neighbor. People don't like it. Obviously, listen, I've always said, and I'm on record with, I don't know if I coined, I'm pretty sure I coined this, but the truth hurts only if you're living a lie. I was saying that 10, 15 years ago, right? The truth hurts only if you're living a lie. And this is what we're seeing here. When Ye starts speaking the truth, everybody's feelings get hurt. People get, concerned about their relationships and jeopardizing. And it only goes to show you that he's telling the truth regarding how this industry is being ran and controlled. Because as soon as he starts speaking about the GMO Jews, you know who I'm talking about. Revelation 2:939, folks. I'm calling them the GMO Jews. A GMO. When you start speaking about them, oh, everybody wants to pull the plug. Hold on, man. You're not gonna ruin my stuff. Even Ice Cube, he quoted Ice. He said, "Man, I got inspired by Cube when Cube took a stand and talked about Jerry Heller and everything that went down with NWA and blah blah blah." Cube came out and was like, "Man, I don't know how my name got thrown in this. I don't want nothing to do with that. Blah blah. Blah. Keep me out of it." And I've never been an anti-Semite. And go listen to No Vaseline, and you tell me if Cube can stand on that word and say never been an anti-Semite. Listen to No Vaseline. Listen to Death Certificate. Lethal Injection. Listen to America's Most Wanted. Nice try, Cube, but I know you older, man. You laying down, you a crouch lion, and you don't want no problems no more, man. You done networked like crazy to get to the position that you in, right? But I just recently heard Ice Cube complaining about ESPN and some other networks are trying to destroy his big three. I wonder who runs those television corporations. I wonder. Let me see. I just want to pull this up. Look at this. Ice Cube gets brutally honest on how the NBA screwed his Big Three league. Well, guess who this guy is? The commissioner. Where'd it go? See that? Just look at Adam Silverman is the commissioner. Adam Silver. Now here you got you know um hold on. Adam Silver. What's it say? Silver was born into a Jewish American family. He's the head of the NBA. You understand? With a conglomerate of uh, racist owners. Now, what did Cube just get through saying? NBA screwing his Big Three league. He talked about the NBA, ESPN, and some other conglomerates. Man, is out there getting them. That's just one example. One example. Okay, that we can show and prove where that whole thing came from. Now, so when Kanye starts coming, when Ye starts coming out and condemning and pulling up the skirts of the real controllers and the emperors behind the damn curtains, everybody's got connections. No, nobody wants to jeopardize their livelihoods. Nobody wants to jeopardize what they built. That's why he said they are controlled. Those people control the black voice. You understand? So Cube said, "Hey, I don't want nothing to do with it, man. Keep me out of it." But meanwhile, you complaining on the back end how they doing you wrong, but can't stand up and say, "Man, yeah, I'm with you, man. Hey, F it. I got some millions too. Let's link." Everybody else, Puffy, Jay Z, all them things is quiet. I feel bad for Kanye. Yeah, if Kanye's in danger, maybe he needs some counseling. Maybe you go buy on that bandwagon again. He needs an intervention. So look, Kanye West, who now goes by Ye, provided Salaki, agreed to buy Parler, a conservative social media app, after other platforms suspended him over anti-Semitic posts. In a world where conservative opinions are considered to be controversial, we have to make sure we have the right to freely express ourselves, Ye said in the release. That's right. Later, Ye told Bloomberg News that he's buying Parler because Instagram and Twitter disciplined him. Parler is one of several right-wing friendly social media platforms to emerge in the Donald Trump era. Look at this. Ye will never have to fear being removed from social media again, Parler CEO George Farmer. Ye to buy Parler, the company will continue to provide tech support, use of private cloud services. So now he's creating an avenue to where we can freely express ourselves. So messengers of the covenant, when all this, goes down, will be transitioning over to Parler sooner or later, opening up a account on there, right? Bloomberg News. Look at the names, man. Who runs this stuff? Now, the George Floyd stuff, all the other stuff, I'm not even touching that. Not even touching it. Like I said, I don't have to agree with everything he's saying, but if he's speaking truth, I will acknowledge it. I will acknowledge it, right? Let me get to this last article, man. So that so you just gotta watch what he's doing, man. He's going viral, man. He's trying to declare at least a little bit of truth in regards to who we are. Not many of our people, man. But best believe there's plenty of celebrities and athletes who know who they are, who's eating off of the plates of the Israelites, for a long time, but are scared to start following the laws, but are scared to go out and take a stand, but are scared to go out there and actually, stand on 10 toes and say, "Hey, I'm the Jew. I'm the real one. I'm live, learning, and applying these law, statutes, and commandments." Not many are willing and prepared to do so. He's put himself in a position to where he can do that. It's about what sacrifices you willing to make, right? Matthew 16:26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? I mean, these things is priceless, man. It's priceless. And the type of sacrifices that I'm seeing Ye make right now is showing that he's financially in a position to where he don't have to sell his soul no more. He doesn't have to sacrifice anything. He doesn't have to put his cheeks on the line for a deal or for a contract or whatever. He's finally at a position where he's got fu money, as they say. But many of our people are in these positions, man, where they don't want to jeopardize it, man. They didn't claw, scratch, sacrifice, bent over, grabbed ankles, did everything that they could, cast and couch their ways to where they're at, and they don't want they can't look back, right? But that's where he's at with it, man. That's where he's at, and that's my little 2 cents on what's going on. Let me get this last story right here, man, because this is wild. This is wild. Look at this. Exclusive. This is playing with fire. It could spark a lab generated pandemic. Oh, don't forget this, because God forbid they let this thing out. They're going to say it wasn't created in a lab. This was created by monkeys or a bat or a damn roach. Similar to what they said about the last thing. Then when all this information starts coming out, all of the sheets get pulled up, and the question is whether or not it was man-made or not. Oh, now we're starting to hear about all kind of research money and funding of labs and transferring from one facility to another, and you know, a lot of things are starting to being shown that the early on quote unquote conspiracies were actually true. And then you had to ask yourself, why in the hell, if everything that the world went through the last 2 years, why in the hell are you allowing this particular research development to happen at Boston University, where they have now created an even more lethal strand? As if what just happened the last 2 years wasn't enough. Now they're trying to create something that can be 100 times worse. And you don't think Esau is concerned about population control? You don't think that has anything to do with trying to cut off people from the land of the living? Hmm? Look at it. Exclusive. This is playing with fire. It could spark a lab generated pandemic. Experts slam Boston lab where scientists have created a new deadly Divoc strain with an 80% kill rate. Researchers added Omarion spike protein to the original Wuhan Divoc strain. Did you hear that? They combined the two. The Omarion spike is highly mutated, which made it the most infectious variant ever. 8 in 10 mice infected with the lab created strain died in the Boston University lab. 8 in 10 died in the Boston University lab. I'm going to end it there. I got to end it there for time's sake. Y'all, these are serious times that we in, man. You see our enemies, man, they out here bubbling up stuff in labs, man, looking to try to kill off a population and say, oops, somehow this escaped. Oops, somehow this leaked out. As Bill Gates giggles and says, "Oh, be prepared for the next one." Slow Biden on record saying, "We got to be prepared for the next pandemic. There's going to be another pandemic." You know what? I'm gonna get both of them clips. I'm gonna play them on. I'm gonna play them most high willing this weekend. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be doing Friday Night Lights or we'll do a Sabbath morning slash afternoon DSTM. One of the two. Keep your notifications locked in. We'll find out which way we're going. Right. But all the hints was there. And you would think in all good conscience, you would not allow this type of research to be being done after everything the world just went through. No, no, they said we're gonna double down, ramp it up. We need an even more highly infectious, more deadly strand. Hmm? That's what they're doing. And it's already done. 8 and 10 mice dead, right? They're probably trying to get it up to 90%. Who knows, man? We're dealing with the devil, y'all. That's it. That's all. Say no more. Outside of all praise, honor, glory to the Most High, while Yahweh Shai. Always remember, fear the Most High, keep the commandments. Don't shoot your messenger. And make sure you wipe your feet on the way out. Show some respect. Huh?